You know? You got the sisters.
Are you saying the those are the bitches? What makes those the bitches?
Them the bitches, because you see how they dress. Just look how they dress. Sisters don't dress like that. Look at that ass, look. I might go over there and smack it.
I called the women over to see what they had to say about being called bitches and hoes because of what they were wearing.
It's because we want to enjoy the weather and have on some nice shorts and a nice bra. That's just like a panty and bra set, you know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like men sexually objectify you?
That's a man for you, though.
So you don't have a problem with men who objectify you at all? You know what I'm saying?
That's
or
a personal problem with
that focus on your body parts?
That's their opinion, that's their problem.
Okay, how do y'all feel about images of women in rap music?
Well, if it's not really directed towards you personally. It's just what they saying. Sex sells. If you don't take offense to it, then hey.
You don't have like a problem with dudes referring to you as like bitches and hoes?
But I know he's not talking to me. I know what I am.
Let's describe a certain female. However, in the view of NWA,
a bitch is a bitch.
Man, it was open season on these women. BET's Spring Bling looked more like one of their music videos, gone wild. The women bought into their roles as scantily clad sex kittens, and the men acted out their wildest fantasies, shooting and directing their own hip-hop videos. The guys saw Spring Break Weekend as an opportunity to cross the line and sexual assault.
I think a bitch is a bitch. I think a bitch is a bitch.
It's funny when I hear women say, when these rappers are calling, women bitches and hoes, they're not talking about me. It's like, yo, they are talking about you. If George Bush was to get on national TV and make a speech and he started calling black people niggas, would you be like, I don't know who George Bush is talking about, but he ain't talking about me?
So they're coming out here with their ass showing, you know what I'm saying? We gonna slap them on the ass. That's just the way it is, you know what I'm saying?
I heard you saying something, if you gonna hit somebody with your pocketbook?
No, I was gonna hit somebody with my fist.
You gonna hit somebody with your fist?
Yes.
Why? What's happening?
Well, I'm being touched and it's unwarranted and unwelcome.
Some people say it's just boys being boys, but I think it has a lot to do with boys figuring out early that girls are there for us to sexually objectify or to be our playthings.
Oh, Lord, this is my outfit.
I've been doing a lot of walking around and videotaping and things like that, and a lot of the women are having a real hard time moving through the crowd.
Yeah, that's one of our biggest problems. As you can see, we're spread kind of thin. We can't be everywhere, so our concern is that somebody's going to be accosted out here, and we just don't want anybody to get hurt or raped or anything like that.
Have you made any arrests?
Not so far this weekend. It's been good.
If it was so bad like that, Snoop wouldn't even have no fans or none of that. Snoop been talking that bitches ain't shit since the beginning of time. They want to hear that. They the main ones out there listening to the record, call them a bitch. Oh.
there you have it. The description of a bitch. Now ask yourself, are they talking about you? Are you that funky, dirty, money-hungry, scandalous, stuck-up, hairpiece contact-wearing bitch? Yep, you probably are.
Being in Daytona really made me realize how desensitized we have become to the sexism and the misogyny and the sexual objectification of women in hip-hop culture.
Hip-hop is about drugs and hoes.
Where are hoes at?
Bitch!
You know what I think is deep? Just the fact that you hear so many brothers calling other brothers bitches, bitch-ass niggas. It's amazing that we haven't really talked about it more. Because to me, that's just as pervasive as the misogyny.
And now, a public service announcement for those who may be confused, courtesy of the G.
At this Summer Jam concert, 50 Cent questioned Ja Rule's manhood in front of thousands.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been brought to my attention that you guys don't know what bitch-ass niggas look like. Take a look at this. I know that's not hip-hop. You know that's not hip-hop. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And the next time you're flipping through your radio or through your TV, you know how to identify a bitch-ass nigga.
Bitch niggas.
The greatest insult that a man might imagine for another man is to assume that he's less than a man.
and to assign him the very derogatory terms that one usually associates with women.
In the rest of our culture, when men want to call other men, you know, something that's really going to degrade them, they call them a sissy, they call them a punk, they call them all these kinds of names. That's outside of hip hop. That's everywhere.
And to those critics who are so pessimistic about our economy, I say, don't be economics girly man.
The insult is double. It's both an assault on women, but it's also a reinforcement of a negative and vicious form, a malicious form, if you will, of masculine identity.
Man, unfortunately, you know, I was one of those cats who used to do that to brothers. You know what I mean? I'll just be real with you. And it was a false sense of power, you know, and it was a way of making someone else feel powerless.
Hey, I'm Bobby the drag queen. This guy think he dope, but he's wearing a tongue ring. Hey, yo. Don't you know I'm about to fight you? I got a tongue ring, so I niggas like you.
It's calling your manhood into question. It's calling your sexuality into question, saying, you know, if you're not this, you know, you must therefore be gay. You must be a faggot, you know. You must be, you know, a bitch nigga. It's all of those things.
What does that mean? What does that say about us? Could it really be saying that we may be insecure about our masculinity?
I ran into these three hip-hop heads back at Daytona Beach.
Now, let me just ask this question. This is out of curiosity and probably naivete and ignorance. But like, what do you classify yourself as? You know what I'm saying? I mean, are you women? Are you men? I mean, what do you classify yourself as?
I mean, on a day-to-day, on a regular day-to-day, I'm just a regular guy, but every now and then I do dress up and women clothes. I like to wear women clothes. And besides, I look good in them.
How do you feel about homophobia in rap lyrics? Does that bother you at all? Does that make you feel any particular way?
It turns me on.
Not me.
You said it turns you on? Why does it turn you on?
It's so aggressive.
Do it.
So aggressive. But they shouldn't be doing that because we some of the people who support a lot of their music, buy their music, go to their concerts and everything. We do.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with homophobia in hip hop, right? Homophobic lyrics and things like that.
I can't partake in that conversation. That homo, as you talking about?
Yeah.
I can't even talk to you about that.
Why not?
Because I mean, with all due respect, you know what I mean? I ain't trying to offend nobody. It's my cultural, what I represent culturally doesn't condone it whatsoever. So I'm slide. I'm being allowed.
All right.
Word is bond.
Well, let me just ask you this, Buster. Let me just ask you this. All right? Do you think that a gay rapper would ever be accepted in hip hop culture?
Pass the Henny and then some. Say the word and we're gone.
I've never even seen straight black men in large numbers even try to have conversations with gay brothers, you know what I mean? I know folks have done it one-on-one, I've done it one-on-one, you know what I mean? But I don't really see that happening, man. Because I think part of the problem, part of the onus falls on straight men to really, one, begin to process how we define manhood.
Thank you. It took a while for some of us to come out, but you know, that's a process. You know, we was like in the corners like, yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, you know, I'm cool, but you know, I'm not down with that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's cool. And then like 10 years later, we were like, hey, I'm gay.
I started rhyming and then I came out like right around the same time. And it was in that situation that I became so much more aware of how homophobic hip hop was, because here I am, a black man trying to love myself in spite of the fact that I've accepted myself as gay, you know, or along with the fact that I've accepted myself as gay. And when you do that, there's not a lot of love for gays in hip hop. I mean, we know that from the beginning